All right. First, you'll see it there. And I put arrows so you can see.
It's a fly.
You can clearly make out that it's a fly.
Yep. I didn't know flies could survive in space.
Around, it's blurred, and then it's in the shot, and it's walking, and I think it's on the outside of the glass.
Looks like it. Big green screen out there, brother. Yep.
Even if it was on the inside of the glass, it couldn't fly around in the space station properly.
No, I wouldn't think so.
We're gonna have to do something.
This guy's doing a flip right here, and the guy next to him just reaches up and grabs a harness that's right on his hip.
I gotta pause it real quick. I'm gonna pause it because the funniest part to me, well, there's several funny parts, by the way.
I don't know.
But the lady in the background with the hair, it's like, did someone not think that like we've got to make her hair look like that, right? It's got to be standing up, dude. It is hard as a rock. It's not moving. You know, it's like we must be in space. Look at her hair. Like obviously, there's this thing called hairspray. So here goes this guy doing a backflip,
and then gravity just like gravity goes away.
Whoops!
He must have found a pocket.
Gravity goes away and he fell.
Yeah.
Or he got caught up in that harness he's wearing.
Oh my God!
Here comes the one with senior. In the background. Holy hell!
And it's obviously a guy filming with a green tennis ball in front of a blue screen.
Right. Clearly, I mean, it's not even...
And then here's a clip of what they turned it into.
Here's his water particle. Yeah. Wow.
This guy just disappears like, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Hey, I gotta go. Yeah, what we got back there? Another green screen?
And this guy...
The ones where they're doing the... he's hanging his shirt. Like, you can see, like...
It's not even good.
You can clearly see the artist. It's like if you take your hands right now and you grab your shirt and you just pull out. Like it's... This one's my favorite right here. The green guy goes to reach for... Yeah, what a doofus.
But watch their thing at the end. I think this guy's always in it, man. He's the biggest clown,
He's the worst. Like, they gotta be like, hey, Bob, we gotta get you out of here, bro. Like, you're blowing our... Look
at this.
Let me reach up there. Oh, wait. Oh, kung fu.
Here, I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Oh, my God.
So...
We have to. We gotta expand.
So I imagine this guy in the green that's doing this flip, like, when they're practicing, they're like, oh, this guy's got the shit, man. He nails every flip and you can never tell, right? So he's like the practice king of flips. But then whenever they go to film it, he gets nervous and he spoofs it up and grabs his harness. Because he is the most...
He's Ray Finkel.
Terrible, man.
We're gonna have to do something.
This guy's doing a flip right here, and the guy...
Man, there's some pretty pretty deceptive stuff going on in NASA. Pretty bad, you know? Starting to wonder if the earth is flat. Welcome back to Mix Remix. Tonight we're talking about all the lies that NASA has told. Welcome back to Mix Remix. Tonight we're talking about all the lies that NASA has told. Check it out. Serious Star.
For a long time. I used to say, before doing what I did, I used to say, what happened? Why aren't we moving forward? Today's announcement sends a clear signal to the world that we are restoring America's proud legacy of leadership in space. At some point in the future, we're going to look back and say, how did we do it without space? The Vice President will serve as the Council's chair. The privatization of certain aspects is going to be it's going to play a very crucial role.
A little nervous there, isn't he?
They are truly into it. I will say that's not easy because everyone on this board, people that you wouldn't have believed loved what we're doing so much. They want to be some of the most successful people in the world want to be on this board. The human soul yearns for discovery. By unlocking the mysteries of the universe, we unlock truths within ourselves. That's true. Our journey into space will not only make us stronger and more prosperous, but will unite us behind grand ambitions and bring us all closer together. Wouldn't that be nice? Can you believe that space is going to do that?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today I'd like to bring to your attention a potential fraud on an enormous scale happening in your county. There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. Examples of this include astronauts fading in and out of the screen, green screen glitches, grabbing objects that aren't really there, pulling on invisible wires, getting tangled in their harnesses, and even astronauts appearing out of thin air. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Now, unfortunately, I can't show you these clips in here today, but I will be sending them to you. Moving on, outside the International Space Station, during spacewalks, air bubbles have been recorded on numerous occasions. How is it possible for air bubbles to be present in the vacuum of space? I once questioned astronaut Scott Kelly about this phenomenon. His body language and answers only created more questions. In 2013, astronaut Luca Parmitano nearly drowned during a spacewalk when his helmet filled with water. This happened again just last year. Air bubbles, helmets filling with water, and drowning. Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space. Because that sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going. And if they are indeed faking the funk, it is our duty to expose and eliminate this fraudulent and astronomically wasteful ISS program.
Wow.
And look, I know what you're all thinking. The NASA is part of the federal government, and you're just county commissioners. Even if what I'm saying is true, what can you do? But let me remind you, not only is this happening in your county, as public officials, you have the platform and the ability to make a statement or hold a press conference, alerting the public, state, and federal authorities to investigate further. You have the power to start the conversation. Video evidence of everything I described today will be emailed to you all, and I truly hope we can get to the bottom of this. I look forward to the day that $3 billion annual budget is put toward.
And yeah, it's a lot of money to fake the funk with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of money. Gravity in space. Oh, check that out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that? What was that? No.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins.
Yep.
I'm gone, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, make a move, start a waves. I've been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a gold sign. Artificially intelligent way. I'm your future, blessed present, I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a missing link of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sing, I just flow. I don't need gravity, I need when I move, it's in a quick rumble. I will never ever.
Yeah.
Does anyone actually still watch the moon landing footage and think it's real?
I don't.
Main bus undervolt.
Look at that.
Roger, main B undervolt. Stand by 13, we're looking at it.
It's a little too fast, but that's about right.
Okay, right now...
You slow it down and it looks like they're on the moon, but that's a little too fast right there.
Looking good.
Slow it down just a bit.
Does anyone actually still watch?
Hold on.
My guy. So as y'all know in my recent videos, I told y'all about the flat earth and the firm.
No, we're not going
In
there.
2022, NASA formed an independent team to study UAPs. The
It is this, Though the federal government would have you believe that this is a view of Earth from a distance out of the spacecraft's window as it nears the moon, it is not. What they have ingeniously done is placed the camera at the back of the spacecraft and centered the lens on a circular window in the foreground, outside of which it is completely filled with the Earth in low orbit. The circumference of the window then appears to be the diameter of the Earth at a distance, with the darkened walls of the spacecraft appearing to be the blackness of space around it. That is why they wanted the interior dark and blocked out the sun from entering through the other windows.
Nice.
Here you can see the extruded window, probably 2 inches thick at the bottom. This is because the Earth's shine is coming in at a downward angle. It also causes the Earth to appear to be an irregularly shaped circle, for you are seeing the outside of the window at the bottom and the inside of the window at the top, which together form 2 different sized halves of a circle. Subsequently, this take was never used. As they perfected the shot, a crescent-shaped piece of black material was inset slightly into the window to create the illusion of the Earth's terminator line dividing night and day. It is uncannily convincing. During this segment, intended to be edited and played back later for the worldwide television audience, dated July 18, 1969, Neil Armstrong condemns himself as he states that he is 130,000 miles out, or halfway to the moon, as the NASA flight log also states on this date, when he is in reality in low Earth orbit of a few hundred miles.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11. Calling in from about 130,000 miles out.
Here, during another segment, also intended to air after review, Neil Armstrong falsely explains to the viewers how the shot is attained by putting the camera's lens to the window's glass, as it would have to be if they were the claimed distance away from the Earth.
We only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with a TV camera.
If the window was completely filled up with a TV camera, as he stated, then an astronaut's arm would not be able to get between the camera and the window, as it obviously does here in this outtake.
Lion-ass motherfuckers. Lion-ass, oh my god.
You can also notice how the astronaut operating the camera reacted to the mistake by attempting to pan away from it.
Wow, man. That's a little too fast, but yeah. Have you seen it when it's, actually sped up a little bit? That's too much. That's too fast. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna do it myself. Because that's a little too fast. But you know how they're bouncing slowly on the moon? All you gotta do is take them walking around normally and then slow it down and it looks like they're, on the moon or something. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna actually, here in a little bit, after I film it, I'll do it in post. Now what?
When NASA can show me an image of the sun, the moon, the earth, and stars all in one photo, I'll be on board. And on top of that, when NASA can provide me a perfectly clear image of a cruise ship on the other side of the earth that is upside down, when NASA...
This is a spacewalk video. One of the originals from the 60s. Look at that. Look how realistic that is. Here's how the spacewalk videos look in current time. Better, but still no...
By the way, it's a good time as any to say, this is only for entertainment purposes. These are... Yeah. Don't take anything that I say seriously ever.
Stars in the sky. Where are all the satellites that are supposed to be orbiting the Earth? So are we supposed to believe that this is really a person walking in space? If I put this in a movie, any current movie, heck, any movie 50 years ago, Would you believe this is real?
No.
Would you believe that this is real footage of somebody doing a spacewalk? Well, NASA says it is.
Oh my God.
But these old spacewalk videos aren't really easy to find. I wonder if that's just a coincidence or if it's the fact that, I just gotta tell you, this doesn't look real to me. Not real at all to me. You might think different. Now, this is for entertainment purposes, and that's just my opinion. But what do you think, Fushkis? Do you believe those old spacewalk videos are real? Or maybe they're slightly manufactured? Shabadoo, Fushkis! Shabadoo!
What about satellites? Did you know that NASA has hundreds of these satellite balloons up in the air right now? I never knew these NASA satellites existed before Flat Earth. Have you seen them? Google and many other companies have fleets of these balloons as well. Look up Project Loon. The fact that NASA and its subsidiaries hardly discuss these so-called satellites was a huge proof for me because it evinces a deliberate effort to conceal the fact that space satellites don't exist. The whitewash of these balloon satellites is evidence that they are lying about space satellites. These high-altitude balloons can carry 8,000 pounds and include telescopes, radar equipment, communications equipment, internet, etc. Here's one that almost killed some people.
Why?
Finally, look at these actual NASA videos of satellites. They are manifestly fake. Look at this one. 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 Look at this one.
Imagine we live on a flat fucking world. All this time we thought we lived on a round planet, huh? We have no fucking evidence to believe that we're on a round planet, only but people telling us, but we really don't know where we came from, who the fuck is our purpose here.
It's fucking insane. Fuck my whole brain up right now. This got me going to some.
Ed White, things weren't different then, were they? The planet was moving at the same speed. The spacecraft and Ed White were moving at the same speed, 7,500 miles per hour. So let's go back and compare what we see nearly 50 years ago. Here we go. Ed White, first man to walk in space. Have a look at that planet moving behind him. It is flying.
It's flying at 17,000 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Above the Earth.
There you go. Same speed, 7,500 miles per hour, 200 miles above Earth, just like the space station. Have a look at the movement here. It is incredible.
Oh, man.
All you NASA tarts, especially the moron, how's the parallax going here?
Today,
let's just keep watching this shit. And all of a sudden, the planet's moving the other way. Look at the speed it's actually moving. It's at normal speed. You can tell by the voice. I'm not speeding this up.
Drifts out of the capsule.
Have a look at the speed. And explain how all of a sudden the planet moves the other way. Look how quick this is going. Seems to be going even quicker here. Wow, a lot more cloud here all of a sudden. Let's compare it to this shit. This is the question I asked. There's no movement at all here, Mr. NASA Tards. Come on, Mr. Parallax Man, let's try and debunk this one. Look at this shit, it's not even moving as compared to 50 years.
Yeah, something's going on. You know what I mean? Come on. Oh, wait. What?
I don't know. We're gonna have to do something.
This guy's doing a flip right here, and the guy next to him just reaches up and grabs a harness that's right.
We never went to the moon. We've been lied to our whole
tonight,
lives.
this Sunday, one of the world's greatest filmmakers has died.
Will you stop, Dave?
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Tonight, we remember Stanley Kubrick's visual legacy.
I am Werner von Braun. This motion picture was produced to enable you to experience more personally and vividly the most dramatic events of the Apollo 11 story. The pictures and sounds are real. recorded in real time where the action really was. So, come with us. We are going to the moon.
No, are we?
And I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
The moon landing hoax?
That's right. That the moon landing was fake. The moon landings all were fake. And I was the person who...
But that's not Stanley Kubrick, so...
I'm suing NASA, guys, because they are giving us fake CGI cartoon images, and they're saying that this is Earth from the space station. They're claiming that, although we never see any land. Look at how fake this is. This is supposed to be the clouds covering the Earth. What the hell? This isn't even good CGI. Look at this garbage. Can you believe this? And change the soundtrack from...
International Space Station is a hoax, and all manned space travel is fake. First, though, let's have a look at the International Space Station. I want to talk about some of the anomalies I see there. For the inside of the International Space Station, there are a couple of zero-gravity tricks that they use to fake it. The first is they have a complete mock-up of the International Space Station built on the inside of an airplane, and that airplane does a bunch of rises and falls. It does a upside-down parabolic trajectory, and that simulates zero gravity. The other...
Which is supposedly how they train for zero-G. Which is also how they're supposedly training for weightlessness in space.
The main way they simulate the zero gravity is with suspension in front of a blue screen. And they use that trick for extended periods of time, for longer than 45-second segments. But they can't move around as much. They can't do the acrobatic flips and rolls in the extended mode. So there's full motion mode where they can fully move around, and that's faked in a plane. And then there's suspended or extended mode where they're suspended by wires in front of a blue screen. They don't move around as much, but they can make the scene last for a longer period of time. In this scene, Chris Hadfield bends down in order to adjust something, and you can see on the back of his shirt a couple of upticks on either side where you would expect wires to come in on either side of that harness in order to support it. Of course, they've computer graphicked out the supporting wires. You can't actually see them, but what you can see is a very slight discoloration where it's slightly lighter and then it goes slightly darker.
Oh, wow.
That's strange. That shows a couple of things. First of all, it shows that this isn't live from space. They're often portraying that this is live. Of course, these things are fully choreographed and edited in advance to make sure that there's nothing too obvious that you can see that gives away that this is a suspension in front of a blue screen hoax. The other thing it shows is that this is not raw footage coming to us. This is edited stuff. This is supposed to be a legitimate space program. This is supposed to be the International Space Station, and we should be able to see whatever's going on. But they edit things because the whole thing is edited. In one extended mode scene, Chris Hadfield on the right is going back. He's going back, and then he just stops. That's an odd motion.
It is pretty odd.
If this was true,
it'd keep going unless you're getting stuck.
You have to support yourself. You have to stop yourself on both the top and the bottom of your body as you're drifting back. If you just stop yourself with your feet, then your head will rotate backwards.
Oh, wow, man.
Conversely, if you just hang on at the top with your hands, then your feet will still keep moving. You have to support yourself at both the top and the bottom of your body. But his hands, Chris Hadfield's hands, aren't touching anything.
Nice.
He just goes back and then he stops. And that's odd. You can see a sort of a harness sticking through the T-shirt of Chris Hadfield. It's a harness that's around the waist. That's how they're supported. Also notice that Chris Hadfield has the habit of bringing his knees up. That's because his stomach muscles aren't as strong. He doesn't have as much midriff strength as some of the others who are able to elongate their body and make the hoax look a bit more realistic. He's constantly bringing his knees up because he's not as strong as the others.
Nice.
Occasionally, though, the others bring their knees up too. Notice that in the extended scenes, which seems to be done in front of a blue screen.
Oh, that's horseshit.
Have a look at this guy going back towards the screen. There's some strange shadows there, look like they're CGI'd in. Using computer graphics, they edit out the supporting wires and edit in these rotating floating objects. They always seem very concerned with the object. Chris Hadfield looks at it very closely. You don't want the object getting too far out of control, because if it starts bouncing off the cabin in a weird way or goes back to the blue screen, it could ruin the whole illusion. They also don't bounce those oranges off the walls. I'd like to see them get a tennis ball and throw it around really hard and fast. And I'd like to see them do-si-do each other really quickly, which they can't do, or they'd get all their wires tangled up.
Do-si-do.
The extended mode is much quieter than the full motion mode. In full motion mode, you can actually hear the sound of the jet engines of the airplane.
Oh my God.
In every single scene of full motion mode, in every segment of the International Space Station, you can hear this loud sound, the sound of the jet engines. You could argue that it's the air conditioning system. Not even an office air conditioner is that loud. And why is there a loud sound in every segment of the International Space Station? That's because no matter how soundproof you make it, you can't filter out all of the sound of the jet engines. An airplane is just too noisy. You can put noise-cancelling headphones on when you're on a plane, and that doesn't stop the sound from getting through. It muffles it. They also use microphones that don't pick up very far away. If you have a look at this scene here, you can see that when the microphone's in the middle, pointing towards the guy in the middle, you can't hear the sound of jet engines as much, but when the microphone goes to the guy on the side, you can hear the sound of jet engines a bit more. So you can't truly soundproof the inside of the airplane where they fake full motion mode. You can see in this scene from the recent National Geographic Live from Space, Koichi Wakata is looking at the window there. This is full motion mode, and you can tell because of the sound of jet engines. In quiet mode, they can go to the cupola and they can look through at their model. And you can see an amazing model. Gee, why would you build the International Space Station out of a bunch of long, thin segments that can easily break at the joints? So there's their fairly realistic view of the rest of the International Space Station.
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Dermot. Welcome to the International Space Station.
Oh, it's nice to have you with us. Rick,
look at that.
When
that is ridiculous.
Like to join the astronaut program yourself?
Well, actually, getting selected as an astronaut's not as easy as it sounds. I started applying many years ago, and it actually took me 9 years and 9 different applications before I was finally selected.
Not even floating. Oh, my God.
Oh, absolutely. It went well beyond any expectations I had.
And Koichi, you're the commander of the ISS.
Why are you moving up and down?
What does being commander actually mean?
Well, it's quite an honor and a big challenge for me. I am humbled to take up this challenge. I'm so happy to be able to work with my very hardworking crewmates.
Oh, that is so messed up.
And I think I got to, since I have a really talented and motivated crew, I got the easy...
Entertainment purposes only.
Most people have no clue what stars actually look like. They've only seen CGI from NASA. If everyone knew that this is a real star, then people would start asking questions really quick. This is raw footage, unedited. This is real stars. Most people have...
Guys, I'm right here over Salt Lake City right now, right? We're on the plane. Look at that right there. Look like they did a letter I or something. They're doing it, guys. There's an alien spaceship right above the city. And right in the middle of the city, right there, what do they have? Look at that. A big ass canyon blue light, guys. Where they can make this shit up right here in Blue Lake City, Salt Lake City, right now. Guys, I'm right here over Salt.
Some NASA actors say that you can totally see stars when you're in space.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah. Because you can see. Because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can, and there's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
You see the gas. Magellan clouds of the Milky Way
you see
galaxy.
The Magellanic clouds.
Magellanic, see, I just wanted the Magellan
clouds. Well, there's a large one and a small one, right?
Yeah.
And then you can see the zodiacal light.
Whoa.
But the NASA actors from 1969 say that you can't see the stars in space.
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar curl what stars we could see.
I don't remember seeing any. You can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars. I don't remember seeing any.
We did this with no budget. Look, this is the space station, right? We're looking down at the Earth. You can tell it's a space station because there's always a solar panel in the way. But this isn't really the space station. This is filmed in somebody's front yard where we just turned the camera upside down. Right? We did that with zero budget.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did this with no budget. Look.
Very nice.
Proof that NASA's moon landing was fake. Watch this video carefully. Focus on their vehicle. Their vehicles look so fake. Now focus on the flag. We know that moon doesn't have atmosphere. Then how is the flag moving with air? The flag is also not moving down due to the moon's gravity.
If NASA is so legit, why can't they just zoom in on Australia and show us people driving upside down? Seems easy, right? But for some reason, they never do it. Think about it. NASA has thousands of satellites up there. If the Earth really is a spinning globe, it should be a piece of cake to show us what the world looks like upside down from space. Where are the live shots of cars driving upside down in Australia, or people swimming upside down in the ocean? We're told we're on this giant ball spinning through space, but somehow, the footage always seems to miss that one mind-blowing perspective. The question is, why? If the globe theory is so solid, why not show us something as simple as this? The answer could be that we're not actually on a spinning ball at all. If the Earth were flat, everything we observe would make a lot more sense. The horizon always appears flat when you're at sea level. Planes don't dip their noses to follow a curve, and no matter how far you travel, you don't feel like you're upside down. It's almost as if we've been sold a story that doesn't quite add up. And it gets even more suspicious when you...
I think I figured out what's going on in this world, why it seems like this world is going to hell in a
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
When you said that just now, did it sound stupid to you?
Kind of.
I'd go to the moon.
NASA and modern astronomy say the Earth is a giant ball tilted back, wobbling and spinning 1,000 miles per hour around its central axis, traveling 67,000 miles per hour circles around the Sun, spiraling 500,000 miles per hour around the Milky Way,
while the entire galaxy rockets a ridiculous 670 million miles per hour through the universe, with all of these motions originating from an alleged Big Bang cosmogenic explosion 14 billion years ago. That's a grand total of 670,568,000 miles per hour in several different directions. We're all supposedly speeding along at simultaneously, yet no one has ever seen, felt, heard, measured, or proven a single one of these motions to exist whatsoever. NASA and modern astronomy say Polaris, the North Pole star, is somewhere between 323, 434 light years, or about 2 quadrillion miles away from us. Firstly, note that is between 1, 938 trillion, 2, 604 trillion miles, making a difference of 666 trillion over 600 trillion miles. If modern astronomy cannot even agree on the distance to stars within hundreds of trillions of miles, perhaps their science is flawed and their theory needs re-examining. However, even granting them their obscurely distant stars, it is impossible for heliocentrists to explain how Polaris manages to always remain perfectly aligned straight above the North Pole throughout Earth's various alleged tilting, wobbling, rotating, and revolving motions. NASA and modern...
What do you guys think? You think this is a big conspiracy? Is NASA lying? Leave me a comment down below. Other than that, I don't know what to think of it.
I'd rather get down with the funky strings, yeah, than groove all night with somebody who can swing. I'd rather get down with a funky mix and ring. Ain't nobody like me. Than groove all night with someone missing that thing. Nick got that funk, baby. Let's break it down, people. I'd rather get